If you want to bring me a flash drive, I can save that for you, or once I'm done with chapter 1 next week, then I'll burn DVDs. So homework day 10 says a copy machine makes 32 copies per minute. How long does it take to make 152 copies? Now on these ones, you either end up multiplying or dividing, but sometimes people have a hard time trying to figure out, should I multiply or should I divide to solve it? So one thing you can do if you are having trouble trying to decide if I should multiply or divide is set up a proportion. I have 32 copies per minute, which means in 1 minute. That's my given rate, 32 copies per minute. We want to know how long does it take to make 152 copies. Since my copies are on top here, I would have to put the 152 copies on top here. And we want to know how long, how many minutes is that going to take us. So if we cross multiplied, we would have 32 times x. 32x equals 1 times 152. And we can see, oh, yep, we do. We end up dividing by that 32. Now, when you divide that by 32, what do you get? 4.75. Our problem here will be, it's not just going to ask how many minutes. It's going to ask for the number of minutes and the number of seconds. So, the 4 in front is the 4 minutes. 4 minutes or 4.75 minutes. So 4 minutes. What you need to do is change the 0.75 into how many seconds. So you think about how many seconds are there in a minute? How many seconds are in a minute? 60. If you take that 0.75 times 60, you get what? 45. So that's one way you can do it. What I like to do is if I think of a clock in 60 seconds, each 0.25 is a fourth, right? So I think about my clock, and this is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, because I'd have 1/4, 2/4, which is 1/2, 3/4, there's my 0.75. 0.75 is the same as 3/4, so 45 minutes. Number 2 says a car travels at an average speed of 52 miles per hour. How many miles does it travel in 3 hours and 15 minutes? So again, if I set up a proportion, I'd say 52 miles in 1 hour. How many miles in 3 hours and 15 minutes? Now again, the 3 hours and 15 minutes I have to change to a decimal. 15 minutes ends up being 0.25, or I take 15 divided by that 60, because there's how many seconds are in a minute. So 3 hours and 15 minutes is 3.25 if I'm changing it to a decimal. And then I can see here, oh, I end up just multiplying those numbers together. 1 times x is x. 52 times 3.25 is 169. So it's going to take me 160, or I'm going to go 169 miles in 3 hours and 15 minutes. The car travels at an average speed of 48 miles per hour. How long does it take to travel 276 miles? So do you think you should multiply or divide to solve that one? I'm going to end up dividing, right? So I'm going to end up taking 276 divided by 48. And if we take 276 divided by 48, we get 5.75. So 5 hours, 45 minutes, because again, 0.75 is 3/4 of an hour, which is 45 minutes, or multiplied by 60.